you were saying if this is not going to work on a European level, member states will turn to national solutions. The problem is that 9 months ago, we had only national solutions, and the problem is that they were not solutions, because there is no way in which you can cope with such a massive flow of people, not only towards Europe, but in the world, but in any case, focus on Europe, just by closing the border. Because what do? You close the border, and it's your neighbor's problem. Who closes the border? And it's the other neighbor's problem, and it goes back where? And the risk is that going back and back and back, it goes back to the source, and then to Lebanon, to Jordan, or to Turkey, that might themselves face a problem of resilience and collapse. And then you have another problem. So the point is, national answers or national solutions so far have not provided any kind of way out. And that's why 8 months ago we have tried to start the European solution. That is not implemented yet. That is the problem. David is right. So it would be actually going back if we go to a national solution that we have already tried and it didn't work. So I believe that the real answer is to try and make the European solution work for real, implementing the decisions that were taken. I saw in 2013 the hundred of people dying in the Mediterranean Sea and Europe not even having one summit. So finally, yes, it takes too long. It took too long to get there. But finally, we have started to realize that this is a European issue and we have to deal with that. It is taking too long, but finally, we're doing something.
Then we think the border guard that has been announced. What progress is being made on that? That would be critical.
Absolutely, yes. The Commission has put forward a proposal to the Council. Now it's for the Member States to decide, because we risk this cycle that national countries ask for European responses, then they prevent these European responses to take place, or they don't adopt it, and then the criticism is on the European side. So it's quite a critical cycle that doesn't bring any benefit to our citizens. It might take some benefit for the electoral campaigns, but not far from that. But on Schengen, let me say, as here we have many business people, what is the cost? What would be the cost of non-Schengen? Because we have lived now for so many years, used as citizens not to queue up at the borders, but the trade, the goods. What is the economic cost? We are producing studies on that, and it's impressive. And we are coming out, hopefully, of a long economic and financial crisis in Europe. If we add to that difficult recovery, also the costs of a fragmentation of the European Union, then we really risk something much bigger than the protection or the welcoming of refugees. We risk to go back to an economic difficult situation,
Let's go back
of a self-inflicted one, which would be, I would say, quite short-sighted. The refugee flows. Here we have not only a humanitarian duty, but a legal international duty to protect. And let me remind again, the European Union, and nobody in the European Union was debating about the European Union risking to fail or to collapse when we had thousands of people dying at sea. That was a shame for Europe. That was a failure for Europe. Now, we have the duty to protect people that are in need, being it from Ukraine, being it from Syria, being it from wherever. But those that are not entitled to asylum, that is a different kind of story. That is migration flows. This is going to stay because of poverty, because of other things. And we have to manage properly one and the other. I hope leaders in the summit will not only take new decisions.
The Pentagon says it's not a strategy.
Not only take new decisions, but also come back, allowing us to say the decisions we took in the last 8 summits were implemented. Because that is the point. This is a massive inflow, yes, compared to what Europe has known in the past, because we are quite a stable, peaceful, lucky part of the world. We've worked on that, and that's a result to be proud of. But compared to the flow that other countries, not only in the Middle East, we always do the example of Jordan and Lebanon, which in percentage have an enormous amount of refugees, and they're much less better off than we are economically and socially. But take Africa. Any single country in Africa is hosting hundreds of thousands of refugees themselves. So it's not only our problem. But the point is now we have to start implementing things. The relocation has to start. Sharing the, I don't say the burden, the responsibility of protecting those that are in need. The returns also of those that are not in need of protection to their countries of origin has to start. We have done the agreements with the third countries. Now it's up to the interior ministers, also my colleagues in the Commission, to organize the flights.
A lot to be done, and we have so little time.